Alright, so I know this is about a week and a half, 2 weeks late, but here goes my first screencast recording. This is to cover the blended learning overview and different methods of teaching education or teaching my subject matter through the medium of technology. This will also go with our technology requirement for teachers. Number 2, design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments. Now, working with this, I have a little bit of a background. Last year, when I was teaching 8th grade math, teaching algebra, I attempted to do for a second semester a flipped classroom. Now, what I did for that in my folders here is an app called Show-Me. Now, Show-Me allows me to record different lessons, different teaching methods, different activities, and present them in an online format. What I would do is each of these is based on a book called Big Ideas Algebra, and it's a chapter and section number. Now, went with a introduction to each one, which would include material that you needed to know beforehand in order to be successful. Now, this video would go through and teach the students how to do different activities so that in class we would be able to speed up the process of learning. So this had its benefits, and I went through and finished the project, so now any of the students that are needing to learn algebra have a resource that they can fall back on. And this is the system that I used while teaching algebra. Now this year, moving into Algebra 2 and Geometry, I plan on continuing, but I'm going to use this app called EduCreations. Now, EduCreations allows you basically the same system where you can create lessons, has a few more features though. You can see I have a record button up in this area here to where it will cover the material that I have. I can erase the work that I'm doing. I can go back and undo different activities. One benefit here is that I can add in an actual text box and say that this is lesson 2.7 from whichever book that I'm working with, and be able to take that item and drag and drop at different locations, so it will clean up the process. Another nice feature here is that when I am using a pen, I have a choice, a much larger choice of colors and other such activities. One more feature that I like about this is different layering. So I can have a layer here of just free work. I can add a second layer that will have a coordinate grid on it. Add another layer that will be just lined paper. So as I'm going through and teaching my lessons, I can do my main work on this screen. I can then move forward, and let's say I'm having my students, we're working on building a table for y equals 2x minus 7. So we take a table of x and y values, 0, 1, 2, and 3, plug them in, -7, -5, -3, -1. I could then take that information and put it onto my coordinate grid, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm starting at -7 and plot the points so that I can then draw the line. And if we need to do some extra work and justification for it, all forms of graphing or all mathematical problems need to show up in 4 ways: a table, an equation, a graph, and a story. I now have room to be able to write my story. Reg did whatever, that explains what the equation was stating. So this will allow me to free up time. The students will be able to study the material on their own. They'll be able to take the time to present the material, to review it. If they understand some concepts and not others, they'll be able to go back and review it at their own pace and on their own time. But then in class, it frees up for more individualized help by presetting and pre-recording the lessons for an entire book. I will be able to then move forward and let the students, if they get a section, move ahead and learn the material at their pace. Students that need some extra help can go back and review as much as is possible. Also, a feature that came in while I was taking a teaching methods for geometry course for my master's program was to have students create an online digital journal where they make comment every day about the type of math that they see happening in the world around them. For a geometry class, what we did as part of our digital journal was we used the camera features of different activities and items. So I could take this and go through and figure out different things that are happening in different shapes. So if I want to take a picture of this, I could then look at that picture and note that in the middle here I see perpendicular lines and be able to take those items, make a log of them, and every day or every week have the students find some geometric concept that we're teaching and talking about and look for it in the world around them. So, integrating use of technology, moving forward, helping the students to have those online or those digital interactions to be able to free up and personalize the learning into something that is more meaningful for them. So, first screencast, and hopefully many more good ones to come.